So yesterday when we did that activity, some of the things that I noticed, the first one that was of interest to me was that some of you really don't have a concept of what a formula is. But when you see something and it says the formula is, that's when you should cheer. Because if they give you a formula, they're telling you exactly how to solve the problem. You don't have to figure anything out. There's no interpreting. There's no looking at it and saying, should I multiply or divide? Because the formula is like a recipe. It tells you how to do it. It tells you exactly what to do. All you have to know is what do the numbers and the letters and the symbols in there represent, and solve it. That's it. What numbers go in there. That's all you really have to know. So a formula is a really good thing for you. And as you go up into higher and higher math, you'll see more and more formulas. And some of them you'll have to memorize, some of them you won't. But the formula is very helpful to you. And that's why I stressed so many times when people ask me questions, I said, what is the formula? Because that's the thing that tells you what to do. So to use one, you're going to write it down, plug in numbers, and do what it says. That's it. That's all you have to do. Okay, so if you look in the notes that you have, I'm just real quickly going to go through a couple of things. I want you to add this statement right here, the formula for a circle. Should be on page, is it 29? 31. 31? Is it 29? I think you're on the wrong page. Yeah, page 29. Okay, so on the front of it, it talks about the formula for perimeter. Basically, for the most part, perimeter is adding up all of the sides. So perimeter is just the distance around. Okay, that's all it is. And remember, I talked about how it's like a fence, and I think I actually forgot to write, to think of a fence up there, so if you want to write that in your notes. But I do want you to write this formula for a circle, because that's the only one that has something different than basically just adding up all of the outside lines. It has this formula, multiply 2 times pi times the radius. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. There's one more thing. Straight line, add up the sides. I'll think of it. Okay, so let's move on then and talk about area. Now, area is where it gets a little bit trickier, and I put a lot of stuff on here for you about area. Basically, it's the number of square units in any kind of a two-dimensional shape. So some people asked me, when it came to circles, is the area of a circle still squared? Yeah, it doesn't seem like it should be, but yes it is, because it's still basically made up of square units. So even if it's a circle, your answer is going to be squared. But if you look at this closely, you can see, although there are a lot of formulas on here, there's really not a whole lot of information, because the rhombus, the square or rectangle, the parallelogram are all the exact same formula. You're multiplying the what times the what? You can say it. Base times the height. You're multiplying the base times the height. That's it. And we talked about, and what I was super happy about was yesterday I saw lots of you measuring and looking for those right angles, because that's where your base and your height are. Those are the two that you need in order to get it right. So great job on that. Now a triangle is really just half of a square or a rectangle, which is why the formula for it just says multiply the base times the height and then multiply it by 1/2. Now the formula goes 1/2 base times height. But you know, if you're multiplying three things together, does it matter which order you multiply them in? No. So we can multiply them in any order. Okay, that's why I said and then afterwards. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that 1/2 thing in a second to make it a little bit easier for you. Now the only one that had a different formula is the trapezoid, because the trapezoid has a smaller top and a bigger bottom, right? So we have two different bases. We don't have only one. So the formula said multiply 1/2 times the height, and then multiply that times those two bases added together. I know that's a little tricky, and I'll get into that more in a second, because that's the one that's a little bit harder. But it's really not difficult once you get the hang of it, and you will. I'm not worried about you. And then, of course, the circle is always going to be the oddball. It's pi r squared. So it's pi times the radius squared. Okay? And we'll get to that in a second. All right, and then I just have the base and the height will always make a right angle. We talked about that. And then for area, if you could just think carpet, because you're covering something. Okay? In order to use a formula, these are the steps. Okay, first you write down the formula, you find the base and the height, you plug in the numbers, you solve and label your answer. Now for today, I'm going to ask you on the practice that we're going to do to write down the formula each time. I'm not going to ask you to keep doing that forever, but the reason I want you to do it today is because I think the practice will help you. It'll help you remember the formula. So for today, we're always going to write down the formula before we begin. So let's just do these together. You can do this on a piece of paper or on your desk. So I just want to do a couple of these together. This shape is a triangle. Okay? So triangle. So we have a triangle, and they're telling us that it has a height of what? 3 centimeters. It has one side that's 4 centimeters, another side that's 4 centimeters, and the bottom is 12 centimeters. Now, we only need a base and a height. We only need a base and a height. So there are some numbers there that we don't need. Which numbers don't we need in order to find the area of the triangle? Jordan.
4 centimeters and the other 4 centimeters.
Yeah, the 2 4 centimeters. Very good. One way I like to think of it is, if you go to the doctor and they're measuring how tall you are, do you stand like this?
No.
Okay, you stand like this, right? Straight up and down. So when it comes to height is never measured on a slanted line. Height is never measured on a slanted line. It's always a straight up and down line. Okay? So hopefully that will help you. So our first step is to write the formula. So what was the formula for the area of a triangle? What's the formula, Jose?
Base times height times 1/2.
Okay, I'm going to write it in the order that it came, but you have the right idea. So area equals 1/2 base times height. Area equals 1/2 base times height. You should be writing this either on a piece of paper or on your desk, okay? So that's the first step, is to write the formula. And today, like I said, today when you're practicing, I want to see you write the formula each time so you'll remember it. Okay? So, area equals 1/2 base times height. Now let's plug in the numbers that we need. That's our next step. So area equals 1/2 is already there, times, what's the base? 12, and the height is? Good. Now, just a quick note. Remember, you're always looking for that right angle. So that's how we know the 3 and the 12 are the two that we need, because they meet at a right angle. Now, I'm going to show you a couple of different ways to work from here. So first of all, we could, because it's all multiplying, we can multiply in whatever order we want to. So we could say 12 times 3 is 36. And then if we multiplied it by half, we could work that out. But I wrote you a very helpful note right here. Multiplying by 1/2 is the same as dividing by
2.
Multiplying by 1/2 is the same as dividing by 2. So instead of actually having to do the fraction work, we could just divide by 2. So if I multiplied 12 times 3, I get
36.
divide it by 2 and I get
18.
Okay, do you see how easy that is to do in your head? All of them will not be that easy, but a lot of them will. So the area equals 18. And we do need to label. It's in centimeters. And is it going to be squared?
Yes.
Maybe not so forceful.
Oh, sorry. I thought I was.
It's squared. Okay? Now, another quick little shortcut. Thank you. Another quick little shortcut. When I have things like this that I'm multiplying out, sometimes I just do this. I say, well, I know what half of 12 is. It's 6. 6 times 3 is 18. Sometimes that's just a little bit less work, especially on the trapezoids. So just so you know, it doesn't matter what order you do these in, and I can quickly calculate half of something to make it easier. Now, if these were both odd numbers, it's a little bit harder to do that, so I don't usually do that. But in any case, it doesn't matter what order you're multiplying it in. That's the part I want you to see. All right, so let's look at this one. What shape is this?
A parallelogram.
It's a parallelogram, right? So what is the formula for the area of a parallelogram?
Base times height.
Yep, area equals base times height. Okay, so we're just multiplying base times height. Now remember, we can't use slanted lines, and I saw lots of you fixing that yesterday. You were not trying to use the slanted lines. I was super proud of you. So a lot of times they're going to draw in a dotted line. And by the way, if you see a dotted line, most of the time you're going to use it. They're not going to draw one in if you don't need it. Most of the time. Can't say every time, but most of the time. So in this case, we're looking for our right angle to find our base and our height. So our base is,
12 inches.
and our height is
8 inches.
12 times 8. Good. Okay. What is 12 times 8?
96.
96.
Area equals 96, and it's in
Inches.
inches, and is it squared?
Yes.
Inches squared. Okay, so this one is a what? Trapezoid, and it has that crazy formula, but I'm going to show you it's not as hard as it looks. So here we go with the formula. Area equals 1/2 times the height times base 1 plus base 2. Now all that looks crazy and complicated, but it's really not at all. Instead of needing one base, we need 2. So that's the part we have to fill in. So we have area equals 1/2 times, what's the height of it? 8. And then it just says add the two bases together. It does not matter which one I call base 1 and base 2. Absolutely doesn't matter because I'm just adding them together anyways. Okay? So just because it has this fancy thing, just remember it's just add the two bases together. So 5 plus 9. Okay? Now, because we're again, well, let me fix this. Equals 1/2 times 8 times 14. Now, again, we're multiplying all of those together. So here's how I would do it. You can do it any way you want to. But what I would do is I would say, well, 1/2 of 8 is 4. And then just multiply 4 times 14. What is 4 times 14?
56.
56. And it's in centimeters. Oh, sorry, not in centimeters. It was millimeters, wasn't it? Millimeters. And they are squared. Okay? Let's say you had a rectangle that looked like that. A lot of people will ask me, well, which one is the base and which one is the height? And it honestly wouldn't matter, because what if it was turned this way? You would automatically think this is the base and this is the height. Here you would think this is the base and this is the height. The truth is, it does not matter which one you call the base and which one you call the height, because all we're doing is multiplying them together anyways, right? So base and height doesn't matter. Just multiply them together. Okay, that was the last thing that I wanted to show you.